All right. Welcome back to Whiskey Buds. I'm Kurt.
I'm Billy.
And this week we're going to continue Billy's 100 whiskey journey. And we have like a donated whiskey, a voluntary whiskey, kind of like Vern did for us. But
it's happening.
We'll
You
do
donated
this.
it.
This one is from Larry that brought it over and said, "Here, try this on the show."
Wait a minute. Didn't he donate another one, or did he suggest a different one?
He suggested another one.
Which one was it?
The Just Do It.
Oh yeah.
That we tried, yeah.
That was actually all right, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It wasn't like anything special, but it was a decent whiskey.
All right.
This happens to be a blended Scotch of single malts from Speyside. Now, Copper Dog gets its name from a flask style that the whiskey distillery workers, I should say just the distillery workers, would craft, that would have a small chain on it, right? Little chain. And it'd be like this cylindrical copper shaft so that they could drop it into the barrel.
Oh, there's a picture out there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And pull it out, and then they would have it attached to their belt so they could tuck it into their waist, down into their pant leg. And that way they could sneak whiskey out or have whiskey on the job
Warm
hidden
whiskey.
on their person. Yeah. And because it might be different kinds of whiskey, like there might still be some whiskey in there when they're dipping it into another barrel or anything else. So this is a blend of at least 8 different Speyside scotches.
Wow.
So
I should get it warm, so it's body temperature. So it's
it's really authentic. Maybe. I don't know. Is that the body temperature down by your leg?
I'm not putting this down my pants.
Come on, you got to take authentic. We'd have to serve it to you in a copper pipe.
Copper pipe. Why am I getting a licorice smell?
Because you probably smell licorice in there.
Are you getting that?
I don't know if I am or not. Maybe it's like if I think back to some of those ones that we were doing that were kind of funky smelling.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a small hint of that in there.
Yeah, it's got that funky smell.
Like maybe it's a malt funky, and then those other ones just really turned it up to the point where it was licorice fart. That seems to be the tasting note that was recognized most, or the scent.
It's more like
this isn't that.
It's more like fruit, like
Okay.
like old fruit.
All right.
Really ripe.
Like you get off of like a fruity licorice, right?
That's a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of that peach stuff we tried.
Okay.
That was made with real peaches,
Yeah.
and it was like that was like really strong though. This is like
Very subtle.
a tenth of that smell.
Dude, like this is like 100th of that smell.
This is just Scotch.
Just a blended single malt Speyside scotches, right? Blended means it's going to come from several different distilleries. So, like, let's imagine that person carrying his Copper Dog walking around is helping out at several distilleries, and he's dipping it into multiple barrels. As he's sipping out of it, grabs another, tops it off with another barrel.
That reminds me of those
Creates his own little mix.
those little dipstick things you could get
As
a kid with
and
candy.
it was that,
And it had the 3 flavor pouches. And
yeah,
then
you
had
lick it first, and then it would have that flavored
and you could just
sugar.
dip it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
like, this is the adult version of that.
It is, yeah. Dipsticks or something like that. I don't know.
So, yeah.
It sounds like it probably would be. Maybe I'll try to put a picture of one here if somebody doesn't know what we're talking about.
All right. I am going to guess that it doesn't taste like it smells.
I don't know. Me and Larry found it to be pleasant. So,
Okay, let's see. It's not done yet. Okay.
it's a lot smoother than the bourbons we had last episode.
Yeah. So it's smoother.
Because it's not as bold.
It's got the fine bubbles.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
It's a little crisp.
Yeah. Yeah, crisp is definitely in there.
And it kind of, some of the whiskeys take you on a flavor experience journey.
Yeah.
Kind of. It kind of does that, but it seems like it's really slow. and not real eventful.
All right, so it just kind of slowly rolls through the different flavors.
Yeah, it's like the kiddie roller coaster.
Okay. Yeah.
Not the big fun one.
No,
It's like,
not the like, that changes direction so fast. You're like, what? Where did that come from?
All right, I'm trying to taste the smell in there. I didn't taste it, so I'm going to try it again. See if I can taste what I'm smelling.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, I think I can, the fumes kind of like just go up, and I can smell it, but I can't taste it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah. It's not bad. Like I said, we found it to be pleasant. Nothing like go out and buy it, or like, no, you shouldn't be drinking that.
Well, if you didn't have any whiskey, but you had some in your pants,
Yeah, I mean, come on.
you'd drink it, right?
If you're really in the need to, yeah.
It's good. It's the crispness and the what I described. It kind of makes it feel refreshing as a whiskey.
I think so. Yeah.
But
There's
I don't necessarily enjoy the flavor like the that Texas bourbon we had or some of the smoked peat ones. I just like really enjoy the flavor.
yes.
And this one, I like the flavor's okay, but it's kind of refreshing.
Yeah.
It's a refreshing whiskey.
I have to agree with that kind of an assessment with this. That yeah, it's good. I would drink it, but it's like the flavors just aren't there the same way of some of the other whiskeys that we've had, especially some of the scotches. But then again, we are very big fans of the Islay scotches, the smoky scotches. So
You just don't smell it. It's not a sniffing whiskey.
No, it's for sipping. It's for keeping in a copper pipe in your pant leg and sneaking it out when you're standing in line at the DMV or something.
Like, what's that in your pants? Oh, it's just some old fruit.
Is that whiskey in your pants? Or are you happy to see me? No, it's just whiskey. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Larry.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll see.
You gonna give it back
what else
to
we
him?
try. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
It'll be around. He can come by and sip it with us.
He can come over with his copper dog and get a few dips.
That's what it is. Yeah. All right. Join us next week. Cheers, everybody.